Hello, confidently styled women. I am so excited that you have joined me today. And we have been on a series talking about fashion feng shui. And I'm just going to give you a tiny recap of what we've talked over the last couple weeks. And if you've missed it, there are videos in the Confidently Styled Woman private Facebook group. And we talked about what is fashion feng shui. We talked about dressing with intention. And what I love about this style system that I have adopted into how I work with you is that I believe and always have is that style begins with the woman and not the clothes. And so the whole premise of fashion feng shui is dressing from the inside out and starting there, starting with the essence of who you are. That becomes the signature of who you are. That becomes that radiance that you see in certain women that they walk into the room and you're thinking, wow, look at them. I wish I could have that. It's identifying those strengths in yourself. That's number one. It's number two is dressing with intention, is being very intentional about how you want to be perceived, being very intentional with your lifestyle, dressing the part, thinking about what you stand for and how those clothes represent you. So now we're on part three, and this is about your outer appearance. And today I want to specifically talk about body type. And I know that's a big thing about finding clothes that fit and what are what are the styles that fit me. I'm going to take this from a little bit different approach. So many women want all the do's and don'ts. So let me know in the comments if you're that gal who wants all the do's and the don'ts. I'm going to give you one do today, but I'm going to talk about it in a little bit different way. So first, I'm going to share 3 mistakes that I believe that you are possibly making when it comes to your personal body type. The first is you try to camouflage what you don't like. So you focus more on what you don't like and you try to camouflage it. I'm going to tell you, it's not your fault. I grew up in the style industry 20 some years ago, and that's what you did. You camouflaged what you don't like. So if you resonate with that, let me know. And so we get in our head, we go into the dressing room or we go into our closet and we're thinking about what we don't like. And if you've ever heard this phrase, what you focus on expands. So then what happens, you're looking in the mirror and you're looking at your tummy and you're thinking, I don't like my tummy. And that's all you focus on. And you're like, I don't like this outfit. I don't like this, because all you're seeing is what you're trying to camouflage. If this resonates, let me know, because if it does, you're not alone. Okay, the second is, and then I want to add on with that first, is you start to verbalize it. So you're trying to camouflage and you're verbalizing it. So it's making it louder in the dressing room as you're trying on clothes of what you don't like. The second mistake is you compare yourself to others. You're looking at, well, look at Mary. I want to wear that, but I can't wear that. My legs are too big. I'm too short. I'm too tall. And here we are again. We're talking about what we don't like about our body. It's a mistake. Stop. Stop, stop, stop. Okay. The third is, and this is a third mistake. It's not your fault. Let's just hypothetically say you wear a size 12 and you go into the store, and in your mind, because it's a large or it's a medium, it's a size 12, that it's going to fit you. That's not the truth. That's so not the truth. Designers and brands actually make clothing for certain body types, and it may not be your body type. And so what happens is you're trying on this piece and it's not working, and you get frustrated and you say, I don't like to shop. I hate shopping. When the real reason is we need to find brands that really align with your specific body type. I'm just going to give you an example. It's not a piece of clothing, but it's shoes. Nike shoes, I thought this was very familiar to everybody as a brand. Nike shoes are really designed for a narrow foot. I personally have a wide footbed, and I don't fit into Nike shoes. I don't own a pair of Nike shoes. I've tried to fit into Nike shoes, and I finally said, Annette, it's done. Stop trying to fit into a pair of shoes, a brand, a style that's not made for your foot. It's the same way with clothing and brands. Okay, so we've talked about the three mistakes. Number one is stop trying to camouflage what you don't like and verbalize it, because it just expands what you don't like about yourself. Number two is stop comparing yourself to your bestie, to Mary. Stop comparing yourself to what you see out there. And we're going to talk about what you want to do differently. And then third is know that there are brands and designers that are made for your body type. So what I want to talk about today that you're going to get excited about, the fashion feng shui method is about accepting your body type. And I am going to use, because it's a simplicity, and I know you've probably seen it before. It's the 5 body types. The first being the pear, the teardrop. That is you if you are smaller on top and larger on the bottom. That's the way God made you. Accept it. Have self-acceptance of your body type. Number 2 is the rectangle. You're the gal who your shoulders, your waist, your hips are really just all about the same, and you tend not to have much of a waist. Now, the pear does have a waist. You have a waist. Even though your top is smaller than your bottom, you still have a waist. Number 3 is the inverted triangle. You are the gal who has the broader shoulders. You have narrow hips. Number 3 is the round or square. You are the gal who tends to carry your weight in the middle. You probably have smaller shoulders. You may have smaller legs, but your weight tends to be carried in the middle. And then the last is the hourglass. And the hourglass is the gal who has a little more curvy figure. You may be busty, you may be more hippie, but you definitely have a defined waist. So tip number 1 is self-acceptance, and say, this is my body type. This is who I am. And whether you gain weight or not, you will keep the same body type, maybe the weight. Like I know women who are the inverted triangle, you tend to gain your weight in your bust area. women who are the pear or the hourglass. I'm the hourglass. I tend to gain weight in my legs and my hips. So sometimes that may change as weight changes. But for the most part, you tend to have the same body type. And I can't say this enough, is self-acceptance. Again, I remember 20 some years ago, and there are women stylists out there right now still teaching this, is I was taught 20 some years ago is to take every body type and try to make them an hourglass. Is that we got to define the waist. We got to make sure that everything is proportionate. The shoulders are proportionate with the hips. I'm going to let you know that is not how I work. If you personally desire to have that, we certainly can, but I accept your body type the way it is, and we amplify your unique body type. I hope that you can just say, Annette, thank you. Thank you. Thank you for giving me the permission to have self-acceptance on my body type. Why is it that we have to have that permission? I know I'm in that too. Many times it's like, why do that aha that just has to say, give me permission versus what the external world is saying of how we need to dress. Second tip, what I'm going to give you, and I'm actually going to show you some pieces here. I am going to give a tip for every single body type. I'm going to give my best number one tip that you can start implementing immediately and to really start focusing on is what should you wear if you are a pear, and I'm going to use another word, teardrop. Language, I have to say, language is so powerful. And if it feels better for you to say you're a teardrop than a pear, it doesn't matter, whatever language you want to use. But for today's purposes, I'm going to use the word pear. So if you are a pear, I love this tip. So you have a smaller top and you have your hip area is larger. The number one tip I want to give you, because you will find styles right now, and that is a pair of palazzo pants. A pair of pants that give you movement. They're not constraining to your hip area. I'm not saying that you can't wear a pair of more fitted pants. You certainly can. I'm giving you a tip of another option for the pear shaped. So you could do a palazzo pant. You could do a flowy skirt. Now, I looked in my closet and I thought this was so interesting. I found out that I literally have all 5 body types in my closet. So this particular, and I know it's black, you're having a hard time seeing it here possibly, but it's actually a jumpsuit. So it's fitted on top, but it does have a waist. This is perfect for the pear teardrop body shape. And then it has the flowy pant. So if you've not tried a jumpsuit, if you've not tried a pair of palazzo pants, that might be something fun for you to go into the store and try. Rectangular. I love, and this is for rectangular gals, elongated, like sheath dresses, tunics, whatever that might be. I actually have one in my wardrobe, and if you've seen a lot of my pictures, I do wear this. So this is a very straight up and down. There's no waist. This is perfect for the rectangular, and it just gives you also that ease to move. And so you don't have to have a waist. Honor your rectangular body type with a sheath dress. Number 3, the inverted triangle. Again, I have this in my wardrobe. My best tip for you is to accentuate your beautiful shoulders. So what I have today is an off the shoulder blouse. Oh my gosh, this is such the perfect style for the inverted triangle. There's times when you're saying, my shoulders are so big. And I'm saying, that's your asset. Show those beautiful shoulders off with an off the shoulder blouse. And if you're thinking, well, I don't really like off the shoulder, look at the cutout. So it's been, we've seen it, especially for summertime and spring coming up, but enjoy your beautiful shoulders because they're fantastic. Okay, now we have the round or square, and your body type tends just to be kind of, again, a little bit more of the rectangle, but you carry your weight in your middle. So one of the styles I love for the square or round, I love a Chanel styled jacket. So it's a little bit shorter, it's very boxy, and it's beautiful with your figure type. It's absolutely gorgeous. So if you've never tried, and when I say Chanel, usually it's open. This happens to have a zipper, but it's a shorter style. It's boxy on the side, and it fits your body type beautifully. The last one is the hourglass. So I love, this is actually something new that I got. I am an hourglass. What I love about this is a button down top, but it's a knit. And I love how it hugs my waist. And so sometimes cotton blouses, they can be very boxy on an hourglass, but because this is a knit, it just really hugs my body in a really nice way. So are there other ways, other styles that you can wear? Absolutely. But what I want to leave with you today is to honor your body type. It's called self-acceptance. Find the pieces, the brands, the designers that align with your body type, and stop trying to fit, I'm going to say this, a round circle in a square box. I mean, stop trying to fit something that isn't who you are, because that's where the frustration goes. Just because you see a color, just because you see a texture or something and you're like in love with it, that fit piece is an important piece. Now, is the texture and the color and all that important? Absolutely. I actually don't. Okay, I'm going to say this. I've heard women say, it fit, so I bought it. I think it needs to check several boxes. So we're not getting into that all today, but I do believe it needs to check several boxes versus just the fit. So I would love if you would comment, what did you enjoy most about learning about body type? And this is the fashion feng shui of looking at body type. So I can't wait. Put in your comments, your questions. I will come back and answer it. I am honored that you joined me today. Every single Wednesday, 12 o'clock noon Pacific Standard Time, I will come to you live in the Confidently Styled Woman with a different topic that we're going to talk about every single week. And I love that you're here, and I'll see you next week.